Well, a great ball game. Again, I'd like to thank our fans for coming out and supporting us and having great energy throughout the whole ball game. Really felt them behind our guys, and it's much appreciated. Got to give a lot of credit to Matt Clark. He was absolutely outstanding tonight. We had second and third with one out in the first, and wound up striking out Seymour, who is quite honestly one of the best hitters in the country. He's got 82 RBIs, so he leads our league probably by a lot in RBIs. So that was a huge sequence there for Matt to strike him out. Second and third with one out. We wind up getting out of that, giving up nothing. And then in the sixth inning, too, we had bases loaded. Another big strikeout in the 6-3, wound up only giving up a run in that inning. Being able to limit our damage is a big deal because the crooked number has killed us at times this year. We're able to get out of that, only giving up one run. In the seventh inning, it was a little frustrating. Probably the only mental mistake we made during the game. We had two outs. A couple guys got on base, made an error on a ball that was smoked. Ball was hit really hard and a base hit at the middle, and then a little bit of a miscommunication as to whether we wanted to get the out at second base or at first. We got to throw the ball to first base, and we would have wound up getting out of that inning having given up nothing, wound up giving up two runs. But the one thing that I told the team after that is we really showed some toughness. I mean, we showed some toughness after that. Being up by one run with 6 outs to go, Hall makes a great play in the eighth after a leadoff double. They got the tying run on base there with a leadoff double. Hall makes a nice play in the eighth inning. We wound up not giving up anything there, and then we made two great plays in the infield in the ninth to preserve the win. Hit a couple home runs, birdie. Briar Hawkins Bird might be the hottest hitter in the country right now. In the fifth inning, we were able to manufacture a couple runs, which was big for us. T.O. with a leadoff walk. Hall with a base hit. Logan hit a ball deep enough to center field to move the runner from second base over and get a run in. And then Wilkie executed a safety squeeze, which was a team at bat right there, to be able to get us that fourth run. So, just overall, pitching-wise, I thought we did an outstanding job. Matt Clark, Carson Spires, and Owen. I mean, Owen threw fine. Owen threw the ball really well. We just felt like the matchup right there, we needed to go with a left-hander. And offensively, we did just enough. We did just enough. I thought Palouse threw the ball really well. Their bullpen was good. But we had to finish a game, and we found a way to do it.
Coach, you've had some blowout wins lately, but how good does it feel to finally gut out one of these one-run games?
It feels great. It feels great. We needed to win a game like this, here at home. I thought it was huge for us. It felt like a Friday night game. I know it's a Thursday night, but it felt like game one of a series when you've got two really good arms going against each other, and it's just going to boil down to, who comes up with the big hit with runners on base, who can situational hit. We showed that we could do that in the fifth. And who makes plays at the end of the game, which bullpen does a better job. And thought Carson certainly did that for us, and we made some great plays on the infield to help us win that ball game.
How rare was it for you guys to have Matt come in and pitch that way in a pressure game where you got to have it and he came through for you?
Well, Matt Clark's pretty much the same guy all the time. I mean, he really is. You just watch him over the course of his career, whether it's out of the bullpen or as a starter. We've used him primarily as a starter this year, and he's kind of the same guy every time out. He's just a left-hander with 3 pitches that fills up the strike zone, and his heart doesn't beat a whole lot out there. Whether there's nobody on base or the bases are loaded, he just kind of does what he does. And I've been watching Matt Clark pitch since he was in the 8th grade. So he's been the same. Seriously, I saw him pitch. First time I ever saw him pitch, he was in the 8th grade at Hilton Head High School. So I've been watching him for a long time. I've recruited him very early on, simply because you could see it. I mean, you could just see it. He was just a strike-throwing machine that got everybody out, and he just won. He always has, and he always will. So he's just Mr. Consistent.
He missed a couple weeks there with a sore arm, and since then he's got a loss and no decision. Has it been kind of gradually getting better, or do you think he's 100% now, or has he been 100% for a while?
Well, he's certainly 100%. I think that I don't know, even when we had to scratch him, if there was anything there that made us feel like he wasn't going to be okay, just because of how he felt and the diagnosis that he had. We felt like he was going to be okay. The thing that you worry about, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter, is just the amount of time off. It's just mound time and it's at bats. When you have a position player get hurt and he goes 2 weeks without hitting live against live arms, that's tough sometimes. Same way with a pitcher. It was more about, would he be able to step on the mound and compete without the reps, over that course of time. But he certainly showed he could do that.
Crunch time, you need your leaders to step up.
Yeah.
Davidson sack fly, Wilkie bunt,
Yeah.
Bird home run.
Yeah.
Felt like those 3 guys kind of.
Well, those 3 guys were big for us on the offensive side of things and on the defensive side of things. I mean, Logan made some tremendous plays. Birdie's on fire. And Wilkie, caught the ball really well for us today. Had a lot of blocks in the dirt. Did a really nice job behind the plate with runners in scoring position. Nobody moved up on any balls that got away from him today. So, and like you said, the safety squeeze, had a 2-strike base hit to lead off an inning. I mean, the leaders on our team, the guys that have the most at-bats and the most time in a Clemson uniform, certainly stepped up for us tonight.
Sharp hasn't hit the last couple games. Is that more of a function of just giving other guys opportunities, or does it have to do with him just focusing on it?
Probably a little bit of both. We felt like just on the production side, we feel like Sharp's a really good hitter, but his production started to go down a little bit on both sides. And we just feel like right now we need him to focus on helping us on the mound. I mean, that's where we really need him more than anything, and just feel like limiting the reps on the offensive side of things. He's still taking batting practice. He could hit, but we just feel like that's what's best for our team right now. And there's some other guys that have filled in that DH spot. Breyer certainly has been swinging the bat very well for us. Chad Ferry's been swinging the bat well for us. So I feel like we're getting good production out of those other 2 freshmen, and we want to try to keep sharp as he can be.
How crucial is it for you guys as a coaching staff to see that toughness in your team in the late innings as you get into this crunch time?
Well, we talked about it after the game. I mean, that's been a signature of our program, over the last few years, and we've had some certainly have had some tough losses this year in close ball games. But when we needed a 1-run win, when we needed to win the last 9 outs of a ball game, which we talk a lot about in our program, we certainly did that tonight. So hopefully this can catapult us forward and give us some confidence going into tomorrow. We've now won 2 games in a row in 2 different fashions, on the offensive side of things on Tuesday night, and then on the pitching and defensive side of things tonight. So we've shown that we can win in a couple different ways this week, and who knows what happens tomorrow, but hopefully we come out and we're ready to go and we can find a way to win it again tomorrow, win the series.